Once you've got your referral to the community mental health team, what support can you ask for? You might ask to see a psychiatrist. A psychiatrist is a medically trained doctor, so they've done the same basic training as a GP or cardiologist, but whereas a GP has chosen to specialise in general practice and the cardiologist has chosen to specialise in hearts, a psychiatrist has chosen to study mental health and the medications which can be used to treat it. Or you might not want to go down the pill route, so you could think about seeing a psychologist. A psychologist, they can't prescribe pills, they can't prescribe medication, but they provide talking therapies like CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy. And there's lots of other different types, but you can discuss with the psychologist what kind of therapy might be useful for you. You could also see a counsellor. A counsellor, when you see a counsellor, you need to be aware that counsellors don't give advice. They're there for you to talk problems through and to be impartial and to listen to what you have to say and give value to it. You might also see a social worker. A social worker is somebody that can help you to access other services. So, for example, a social worker could help you to apply for a personalised budget, and I'll talk about that in another video, or they might help with a discussion with a housing provider, or they may help you if you're struggling to know which services you can access. You might also see a nurse. Now, nurses are often used within CMHTs just to check how you're doing with your medication, and sometimes nurses can prescribe medication, but what they can and can't do is more limited than a psychiatrist. You could also access day services, and I want to talk about like art therapy first. So there's art therapies. Now there's just straight art therapy, so like painting and drawing, but there's also music, then there's movement and drama. You might also find physical therapy is really good. So, for example, some mental health trusts have their own gym which you can access. Then you may find that day services are useful. So charities like Mind or Family Action run day services. Now that might include things like a cafe where you can drop in, or it might be having art therapy or music therapy, or it might be talking to other service users, support group type of setup. It depends really on the service. Also, other things that are available are things like gardening, specific gardening groups. So it does depend very much on your area, and the place to find out is to start off with looking at your Mental Health Partnership Trust's website. So if you Google the area you're in, like say North West London and Mental Health Partnership, you'll find that they've got a website, and if you click on the A to Z list of services, you'll be able to explore the services that are available. But you may also want to try Googling the area you're in, whether it be the county or the borough, and then type mental health service. So you might say Suffolk Mental Health Service, or a particular town like Manchester Mental Health Services. Or a social worker is a really good person to talk to.